Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, TikTok family. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. Right now, I want to talk about the narcissist, and I want to talk about something that when I was a child and I grew up and I saw abuse in my family. I saw the abuse that my mom went through. And this video is dedicated to her because my mom was a young woman when she was with my dad. I think my mom died when she was 33. But she died from cancer, and it was from smoking. She did not die at the hands of the abuse of my father, but she died because she smoked, and eventually it took her out. But anyway, when I was growing up as a little girl, and I remember my mom had a brother. His name was Honey. And so Honey was like he was in the army, and when he got out of the army, Honey had been in the army forever, and when they released him out of the army, he was shell shocked. And I remember Honey so well being a little girl. My mom brought Honey home, and Honey would not socialize with anyone. He would go into the closet, and that's where he would stay. He didn't want to stay out and sit with us or anything, but he would go in the closet. That's where he slept and everything, in the closet. Honey would urinate on himself. My mom, she had to help him and everything. That was her only brother, but he was crazy about my mother. He didn't play that mess about somebody putting his hands on my mom. But anyway, Honey lived with us, and Honey was he would eat his food in the closet. He didn't come out. He didn't do anything. But my dad used to come over to the house, and he would start arguments with my mom. He was abusive. My dad was abusive to my mom. He claimed he loved her, but he was very abusive to her. He would fight her, and I would jump on his back, and I would be fighting him, hitting him in the head, and picking up candlesticks and hitting him with it. He wouldn't put his hands on me, but and then it would detour him from fighting my mom. So one day, Honey, we was in the closet. He was in the closet, and I remember Dad came over to the house, and when he came to the house, he when Dad came to the house, he decided, okay, he wanted to start arguing. No, somebody had jumped on him outside already. He came to the house all bruised up, and my mom went to the rescue. She went to the rescue, guys. She went to nurturing him and getting the witch hazel and wiping the blood off his scars and all that thing. And he still did not appreciate that. Then that time he left. So he came over to the house again, another time. And Honey was in the closet. So Honey heard the commotion of my dad arguing with my mom. And this time, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Robert Taylor homes, but you can Google Robert Taylor homes. I remember that. I was a little girl. My mom lived in the Robert Taylor homes right off of 45th and State. It was between 45th and 49th and State. You can Google it, and it will show you Robert Taylor homes. But we lived in right there, right off of State Street. It was 45th and State or 43rd and State, something like that. And they had those like half railings up at the time. They didn't have them where the rails extended all the way to the top. When I was growing up, they were like stopped halfway. So Dad came over to the house. He decides he wants to argue with Mom, right? So in the process of him arguing with my mom, Honey, he heard the commotion in the closet. So Honey, crazy about Mom, he didn't like nobody messing with his sister, and he was the only brother, and she was the baby sister. Like I'm the baby girl, my dad's baby girl. My mom was the baby girl. She was the only daughter. So Honey came out of that closet because my dad was arguing with my mom, and I guess he was trying to struggle with her or whatever the case may be. And so Honey came out the closet. And I promise you, when Honey came out of that closet, he came out to kill, to steal, and to destroy. He was not playing. He was shell shocked. He didn't care. He had been spent time in the army. So Honey picked my dad up off the ground like that, up in the air like that. Had him up in the air like that. And my mom, one of us opened the door. I believe it was me. I don't know who it was, but we opened the door and Honey took my dad outside on the ramp where the bars, like the gate, they extended halfway. They didn't go all the way to the top because after people was falling over, jumping, committing suicide, they decided to extend those rails all the way up to the top of the, so people couldn't jump off and commit suicide. So Honey took my father out there and he picked him up in the house and took him outside to toss him over that ramp. And I think we were living on the 14th floor. And my mom begged and pleaded with Honey. Don't kill him, Honey. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. She begged and pleaded for Honey not to toss my dad over that railing. But after all the headache and the problem that my dad put my mom through, I'm surprised she didn't tell him, go on and toss his behind over that railing. Toss him. But she didn't. My mom, being the sweet woman that she is, she had sympathy for this person, my father, called Daddy. And Honey put him down on the ramp. And Honey had the strength of Samson. Okay, he had the strength of Goliath. I mean, he was strong. So Honey put my father down, and my dad went on about his business. He was nervous. He was scared. He was sweating. He was shaking. And so my dad went on about his business. And I watched, I was little, and I watched my dad's behavior. And I remember we moved into a house, and my dad tried to set the house on fire and tried to kill everybody in the house. I remember this. He poured gasoline around the property my mom had purchased and and he set it ablaze, but we got out in time. I have watched the pattern of my father growing up as a daughter, how abusive my father was. And my heart goes out to women. And I made a conscious decision that what I saw my mother go through, I wouldn't let anyone do that to me. I didn't allow anyone to abuse me like that. Now, when you start arguing and things like that, and you come up out of yourself and you show yourself, I don't argue with you. I don't. Because I know where that's going to lead to. So what I'll do is I'll just move just as calmly as I possibly can until I have gotten my strategy together to move away from you as far as I can. That is the way I operate. Because after watching the women in my family, even my aunt, my dad's sisters going through abuse, at the hands of their husband. One of my aunts shot her husband and killed him and all this kind of thing. Just watching this, I have a heart for women, who go through abuse because I saw it with my eyes, and I'm not going to allow myself to go through any type of physical, mental, emotional, any kind of abuse, because I will walk away from you quick, fast, and in a hurry. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope that you got something out of it. So have a great day, and I'm kind of busy moving around doing things, but y'all have a great day and be safe out there, okay? Bye.